This makes me, it just makes me think of Young Frankenstein, like the transfer of the minds. Yeah. Hi everyone, welcome to Old Lady Reacts. I'm the old lady, otherwise known as Michelle. I'm a huge movie buff who has seen pretty much everything. I even worked at a video store for a few years, but somehow I skipped over an entire genre of movies. So I created this reaction channel where I react to action and superhero movies and TV shows that I'm viewing for the first time. It's been a month or maybe even two since I've watched an X-Men movie, so it's time to get back to it, I think, and X-Men Apocalypse is next. Well, I mean, technically Deadpool should be next, but I watched that as one of like the first 5 videos that I posted when I started my channel back in January. So you can search that one for that one if you really want to see my reaction to it. I thought it was hilarious. I loved it. I really liked X-Men Days of Future Past, but I understand this one isn't considered quite as good. It's got only a 47 and 65% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, and as typical of like medium range movies of this genre, the audience score is way higher than the critic score, so we'll see what happens. I don't want to dig too much into the plot, so because I don't want to see any spoilers, but this one stars Oscar Isaac, who I've been watching these past 2 Mondays in Moon Knight, and I've really been liking him in that. So this should be at least interesting to see where it goes, and it'll get me one step closer to watching Logan, which a bunch of you guys have said is a really fabulous movie. So I'm excited to get to that one. And right before we get started, please support my channel by subscribing so you can find me easily and watch more of my videos. So let's dive into X-Men Apocalypse. Still always forget that X-Men is actually Marvel. I don't know why, but they're all so interconnected.
Give them the power of prophecy, and they may live in fear of the future.
Good point.
To rule the world.
Oh, this already feels like Moon Knight. Those 2 guys made eye contact, so that means something's up. Oh. He's like mummified, but still walking around. Oh, okay, we're starting off gross. And oh, it just heals right back up. All right then. Oh, squoosh. Oh, that's handy. So is that gonna collapse the entire pyramid? Oh, oh, again, squoosh. Uh-oh. Oh, lots of splat and squooshing going on.
As everyone knows, the existence of mutants was first discovered during the Paris Peace Accords after the Vietnam War in 1973.
Do we know that? Everyone knows that?
And the cabinet on the lawn of the White House. They're live.
Ali Sheedy, wow. You're gonna regret that, dude. Really? That's what he was doing? I can't imagine him working at a factory with his powers and stuff. That seems weird. I'm trying to remember the history of the character, but I really should have just like gone back and watched some of my other previous reactions to the movie so I can remember what happened.
I don't know. Where's Nina?
Thank you.
Or is he pulling a Wolverine and trying to live a normal life, and then he's gonna, of course, like, they're gonna die. It's kind of cliche. That's handy.
Here, you'll be able to go back into the world and play a stable.
Gotta love that Miami Vice look on him.
I used to swing from the branches of it myself.
Whoops. Not anymore. Too bad.
Energy surge. I picked it up on one of my meters.
You're saying that Gene created it?
No, I'm saying something else.
And why is he rolling backwards? That's just weird.
Myra McTaggart.
Have we seen her before? I don't recognize that name. Like, I've seen this actress before, but I can't remember if it was like in a previous X-Men movie or just in something else completely unrelated. But yeah, I don't know if the setup is all that good to get. It's been my challenge with like the not so great X-Men movies since the beginning was like, really, it's all like plot, 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 plot. There's no character or relationship development at all. Really? So So one not really well-aimed arrow just kills both of them. Oh, yikes. And it's covered with a bunch of blood now. That's not good.
Is this what I am?
Well, kinda, because you just did it. Like, oh dear, that's unpleasant.
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Professor
Charles Xavier. I know exactly who you are.
You do.
Yes, I'm going to interrupt you introducing yourself to prove that I know who you are. That's so cliche.
That's the common theory, yes, but these guys believe that the first mutant was born tens of thousands of years ago, and they believe he will rise again.
So he's Jesus?
Bacteria.
What are you doing?
Well, he doesn't speak English, I'm assuming, so why do you keep talking to him like that?
The weak have taken the earth. For this, I was betrayed.
So he got all that from an analog TV?
This world needs to be loved.
What?
Saved.
That's a different word.
If I can't, I go visit you.
I told you, I work alone.
Everything is so cliche. Oh.
Okay, go ahead.
Wait, sorry, no.
Yeah, maybe clear the area.
You're...
Not blue? Looks like you and I have that in common now.
No, I meant...
I suppose they really like making people blue in these movies. I wonder why that is. Why blue and why not like red or yellow or orange or purple?
I'm blue.
Good to know.
Like Caliban said, we are closed.
His eyes are very interesting.
Unlike others who seek to control you, I want to set you free.
I know the kind of mutants you're looking for.
And that's all it takes for her to give up all the other mutants to whoever that guy is? Like... Ouch! Is he getting new wings? Or they're turning into metal wings with blades on them? Is he Edward Scissors wings? Edward Knife Feathers? Goodness, better learn to control that quick. It's gonna get messy.
Of course.
I think he might be in some kind of trouble. Real trouble.
Isn't he always?
That's a, yeah, good line.
Who the fuck are you? Whoever you are, don't try to stop me from killing these men.
He's like, why would I stop you? Or let me take care of that for you. What is her outfit? My God. No one needs to see that much thigh.
Just checking on you. I'm good, playing Pac-Man.
He said he was playing Pac-Man, not Miss Pac-Man. There's a difference. I don't know what it is, but there's a difference. Hi, are you a good cat? Meow. I know you hate that. I'm sorry.
I've read so much about this place.
Who pulls up to a house and then rolls down the window to look out at it? Like, don't you just get out of the car?
The new model.
Yeah, I based the color on... Doesn't matter.
Such bad dialogue. You know, it's like we got things so far down the line. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't compare it to the MCU. I know that because that started so many years ago and then they did it. I feel like they did everything in the right order, whereas this is not in the right order. Everybody's trying to play catch up still with the MCU. You know, by the time everybody figured out, you know, like middle of phase 2, beginning of phase 3, everybody figured out what the MCU was doing and then had to catch up to what they were doing. And they're not doing it well. With a complete lack of any like normal conversations that you'd have with your friends or people that you know or that you haven't seen in a long time. It's like everything is plot, 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 plot. Stanley?
Do something!
It's a bit late now.
You can never strike gold!
Oh, so I thought he was gonna like have them land somewhere and like just kill all the people, I guess. He was just like destroying all the weapons so that nobody has weapons like that anymore.
Joel, are you okay?
I mean, that was relatively easy for the guy to take over. Maybe Cerebro just as a concept is kind of a bad idea. It gives that, people that power that easily. Oh, he's gonna get them all out. Rude. Is that a fish? Is that it got? This feels like, like they're trying to make it super 80s, but and at least they save the dog, that's good. But it's just like a view of the 80s of someone who didn't live through the 80s. Like, we didn't all drink Tab. And he still got his pizza though, that's good.
Inside a mind, to control it. That's your gift.
Yeah, we know that.
Hey, Moira. What did you mean when you said someone more powerful than Charles?
Well, he was right there when someone more powerful than Charles took over the Cerebro. Like, why doesn't he understand that?
You will send a message to...
Like, why are they all standing, like, in... like, A, why are they up there on that position? Well, why are they all standing there like, I'm a superhero? And I'm just far away enough from the main conversation to make a good and interesting shot in the movie.
It's Xavier, isn't it? What's going on?
We don't know!
We don't know, bro!
We don't know, bro.
Intruders in quad 6.
Send a security team, take him out.
So nobody saw them till just this moment, though? Like, they've been wandering around for the last couple minutes. Who is that now? Thank you for having clothes. Oh, it's Wolverine. All right. Yeah, I guess the lesson here is don't ever create a weapon that you can't shut down yourself. So has he come like back in time or something too? Because like he looks a lot older than, I mean, I suppose he lives like super long time, so maybe it makes sense, but I'm just still trying to remember the order of the things that happen in all the movies. Oh, they're long too. Yikes, that looks painful.
Flight suits.
Well, that's convenient.
You got your warplane. Let's go to war.
So you should really only do statements like that like once or twice per movie, and they've had like 8 or 9 of them so far. It just makes me think of Young Frankenstein, like the transfer of the minds. Yeah.
We're losing him.
Did it burn off all of his hair? I shouldn't be so dismissive, but I am kind of bored. I feel like they're depending too much on like people knowing the characters and knowing like this could not survive as a standalone movie. Nobody would know what was going on or who these people were. You should have made herself a lasso instead and like grabbed onto something. I don't understand what he's doing. Magneto is doing with all of the metal things. It's like, is he literally making a fortress around himself to hide his pain behind?
I'm gonna go fight for what I have left.
Are you?
It's like every single line has to be imbued with such importance. It's like, people don't talk like that. It gets tiring after a while. So whatever it is, sucked off all his hair but left his eyebrows and his facial hair.
Ah!
Her outfit is so over the top. It's kind of ridiculous looking. I'm not sure what to think about that. I'll put a meme in here of what that reminds me of.
Hold on!
What did I miss?
Yeah, quite a bit, honey.
It seems only by the grace of God that the ominous destruction seen from one end of the globe to the other.
Earth's a mess, y'all.
None of that matters.
Why is she so angry? What are those now? They look like Age of Ultron guys. Wow, that was boring. It had everything that makes superhero movies suck and none of the things that make superhero movies great. So let's go over that. Let's break it down. Things that make superhero movies suck. The idea that every single line must mean something so profound and the overacting that goes with that. Superheroes getting knocked unconscious and not being able to use their powers until they're awakened / freed at the last minute to then suddenly be able to use their powers again to defeat the bad guy. A troop of bad guys who have no personality and say nothing but what is absolutely vital to the plot, but somehow have very fancy powers that look impressive and colorful on the screen. Multiple cities and historic landmarks being blown to smithereens and the military just like sitting there going, what? A villain who could be played by literally any actor who is willing to sit in the makeup chair long enough. A wife, child / kid / daughter, usually female, who are conveniently killed by accident. So the hero can be really upset and behave horribly until they have a change of heart right at the most dramatic moment in the finale. And most importantly, a complete lack of any personality, character, or relationship building that doesn't rely on the audience already knowing everything there is to know about these characters. So what makes a superhero movie great? Personality, character building, and relationship building. So the plot can include every single one of those cliches I mentioned that make movies bad. But if the characters have personality and connected relationships with each other in the form of halfway decent dialogue, all of the cliches, instead of being annoying and pointless, are fun and interesting. But there was not a single conversation in this movie that wasn't absolutely vital to the plot or the background info, just so you could understand the plot. And we knew from the beginning that the villain was going to be conquered and Earth was going to be saved, so for me, it was just a matter of sitting through the fights and destruction to get there, and I've seen so much of that before. I'm not impressed with it, you know? The only interesting scene in the movie was Quicksilver doing his thing, saving the kids in the mansion. It was really cool, but again, we've seen it already. So it's not exactly a unique idea. And seeing Oscar Isaac buried under 20 pounds of latex and makeup so that he can barely move or have any facial expressions, after seeing Moon Knight, like that's just a waste. I love this line from Wikipedia. I'm just going to read it. Mike Ryan of Uproxx disparaged the film's story as redundant and stale, arguing, I get it, life is hard for mutants. We all get it. It's literally the only thing mutants ever seem to talk about. It's odd that the other superheroes seem to get to have some fun, but never the X-Men. Here we are 16 years later and everyone involved is still sad. It feels repetitive. So true. There's just nothing unique or special about this movie that sets it apart from all the other mediocre superhero movies that are out there. And honestly, that just makes me really sad. So here we are. Yuck. If you liked this video, which you probably didn't, it's fine. Please hit the thumbs up button. It really does help the channel. And here's another of my reactions that you watch that you might like, because I probably enjoyed that movie more, so go for it. Thanks for watching with me.